This duck is dirty. Good day, Gothamites. Well, good day, Gothamites. Today we're talking about a basement book haul. So what I did is, over the past 13 years, we bought our children various books for reading, for fun and enjoyment, and because I have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I thought it'd be fun to take a look at some of the more interesting books that we bought the children. And so let's take a look at the titles and have a little fun with these books. So in no particular order, let's start off with our title book, which is This Duck is Dirty. So if you take a look at some of this book, is pretty thick. The pages are really thick. And it ends up being that this duck flies around and ends up in a dirty pond. So this duck is definitely dirty. Next up is Hunchback of Notre Dame. Dally's Day Out. And what I found is some of the buttons don't work, but this button definitely does. So you can tell how much we probably tried to hide this book from our children to hear these annoying noises. Next up is I'll Teach My Dog 100 Words. Well, I have to look it up on the internet, but I'm pretty sure that dogs already have, some experts say, anywhere between 200 or more word vocabulary. They know as much as like a 2-year-old child. So the dog might already be smarter than 100 words. Put some of these down. Next is Hare's Big Tug of War. So I don't think that the rabbit's going to win right off the bat, but my kids might have enjoyment with that. It's just a strength and weight ratio issue here. So it's a short book, as you can imagine. Okay. This should be entitled The Autobiography of My Life. It is Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday. Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday. So this is a story about a kid who had money and spent it all. And it's an interesting read. Not too big. It's a funny read. Next is Creepy Castle. So you give the kids nightmares at night. But it's a kid's book. It shouldn't be too bad. The classic Cat in the Hat. We all know this one. And here's a funny one. This is Eric Carle From Head to Toe. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some of the pictures in this book because it's pretty funny. So, right off the bat, we take a look at these two pictures here, and if you saw a penguin that's as big as a 10 or 12-year-old, I'd be scared to death and run a different direction. That's a big penguin. That's a huge penguin. Another picture. Take a look at that kid's neck. I think that hurts. They had to take that kid to the doctor. Next page. I'm not going to do the whole book, but this is pretty funny. Wow. I don't know what's worse, the girl or the buffalo. I think the girl's a little bit scarier, to tell you the truth. So that is head to toe on that one. Berenstain Bears Don't Pollute Anymore. Terrible Tyrannosaurs. My son's been into T-Rexes and dinosaurs. My 13-year-old still is. He draws them. He's an amazing artist. Terrible Tyrannosaurs. The Biggest Snowman Ever. I think the book's a little small. Maybe they should have made a big book. This is enough to send you running. Shark Attack. That's a lot of good reading. This guy's a little too close. Look at all those teeth. Now here is something would not make me want to go camping. There's a frog in my sleeping bag. So she's looking for that frog. I think there's a glare off there. There we go. There's a frog in my sleeping bag. Big book, though. She must have been chasing that thing around for forever. Inside Planet Earth. Now, this is a pretty good one. Tells you all about the planet Earth and different things on here. Now, here I find this funny. It's kind of a cliche, but welcome to Santa's Toy Shop. Now, hold this kind of on an angle so you can see. Who is doing all the work in this picture? Just like every other movie. Santa, the elves are doing all the work, because Santa's just sitting there reading his list. So this should be entitled, The Elves Go to Work Today. Next one, self-explanatory. Werewolves don't go to summer camp. I hope not, because I'm not going to send my kids there. Next up is the Big Book of Questions and Answers. And I put another book in there as a reference. There's just one question in here that was, I just thumbed through, is why does it hurt to pull your hair but not to cut it? So those are some of the interesting questions that get answered. And you can see her hair's being pulled. And it says the hair on your head is dead. Each hair starts growing below the skin in a follicle that contains a root. When the hair is older, the hair dies. That's why when you cut your hair, it doesn't hurt. But if you pull it, you feel it. So, big book of questions and answers. Maybe we got to review a few of these and take a look at what the answers are. We'll do that in another video. Next up is a very busy day. That don't look like they're busy at all, but hey, maybe activities fill up your day. Next is going to the sea park. That shark looks pretty angry. If I was a kid reading this book, I don't know if, look at the terror on these guys. Look at that one down there. I don't know if this is such a great book. Maybe they should have made the shark a little friendlier. This would give a kid a nightmare. Maybe it did mine. Brand new movie remake coming out on this. The Jungle Book. Great cartoon. Great movie. Here's a question that we all ponder. Who am I? I don't know. Apparently, this thin book tells you who you are. What time is it, Mr. Crocodile? Take a look at that. That's one pissed off crocodile. Look at all these monkeys. They're taking his groceries, throwing banana peels on the floor. I don't know what they're the ones throwing lemons out. What time is it, crocodile? It's time to eat the monkeys. That's what time it is. Fly high, fly guy. Fly high. And lastly, we saved the last for best. Yes, I couldn't resist when I saw it at the SAR. Walter, the Farting Dog. Yes, it's a real book, and if some of you haven't seen it, there's a whole series of books. I guess it's #1 New York Times seller. Let's take a look at a few of these, shall we? Let's see. All the other tables at a big yard sale were crowded with customers. We haven't sold a thing, said Father. Nobody even comes near us. Walter farted. He was happy to be there, even if nobody bought anything. This page. Let's see if you can see it. Walter's letting a little gas out behind the table and Dad there. No wonder why they're not selling anything. Let's take a look at one more page. Oh, this is a classic. I'll mark everything down to a nickel, said Father to Walter. But still nobody came to their table. I wonder why, asked Walter, farting thoughtfully. Yep, pretty funny. So, again, I hope you enjoyed this, Gothamites. This is just a fun look, our basement book haul. These are some of the books that we bought our kids throughout the time. If I have some more, we'll bring them out. But again, I hope you enjoyed this fun little video. Please hit the thumbs up and like our video, subscribe, And I'm going to ask you to have a good day, Gothamites.